Well, hello and welcome to Qlik Spotlight. My name is John Sands. We're at Connections 2019 in Dallas. It's been my first visit to Dallas, so it's been quite interesting for me. And I had the very great pleasure of having Jenn Hulvey. Now, Jenn, you're the Senior Director, Global Renewal Sales, and week 5 you're in at the moment, aren't you? So really
correct.
Drinking from the fire hose, definitely. I mean, in Connections, it's actually a really good way to introduce
It's a great
partners,
way to start, yes.
You've got all the customers here. Because your role at Global Renewal Sales, I mean, that's a really close touch on the customers, isn't it, and what you're doing. And you'll be reporting into Roberto, if I remember rightly.
Yep.
So, okay, what brought you to Qlik? Talk a little bit about your career before you came here.
Sure. Right out of school, I started with Oracle and was there for about 7 years working in contracts. And it was definitely a grind. I was more numbers background, you know, and writing and reviewing and negotiating contract, but it was a good foundation, I think, into business. And from Oracle, I went to Accenture, also doing contract work for a couple of years
big
with them.
Big names there. So Accenture, Oracle, and then from there, where did you go?
And then from Accenture, I decided contracts was not my passion. I'd rather be on the other side, on the sales side of the contract. So I started at a small company called Input, and they provided early insight and market intelligence into opportunities that are coming out of the federal government.
Oh, really?
So yes,
that's very interesting.
So I started as a CSM there, but it was basically contract work. You know, the product was looking at RFPs that were coming out, so customers. They subscribed to our products so they could access what was coming out earlier.
So they had a bit of a sneak preview then of what was going to actually happen.
Yes, correct. So started there as a CSM and then quickly promoted to manager there. And within, I think it was 2 years, we were purchased by Deltek.
So I don't know Deltek actually. So what are they? What is Deltek?
They're an ERP company.
Oh, right. Okay.
So and then when I started at Deltek, they didn't really have a customer success organization. They were like Qlik they were starting that journey to transform their organization from on-prem to subscription into the cloud. Started that journey. They really built out their customer success team, and they were purchased by Thoma Bravo as well. So we were owned by Thoma Bravo for about 4 years. Before then, they eventually sold to Roper Technologies. But when I was at Deltek for 12 years, so really went through that whole transition of going from on-prem, and I built out the customer success team for our SaaS business.
So skills that definitely we can use at Qlik, going through the same journey. And so, okay, a little bit. So global renewal sales, but explain a little bit what that actually means. Give me a description.
Sure.
Of the role.
So I will be responsible for renewals, maintenance renewals, and subscription renewals moving forward globally. So it was previously in the finance organization, but they've moved it to under customer success.
Oh, I see. So that's happened in the 5 weeks that you've been here then?
No, I think it happened in the beginning of the year.
Gotcha.
I've been working with Frank and trying to transition over the team. So the dedicated accounts team in the U.S. and over in the Sweden office.
So is this then, so are you trying to get customers to renew? Is that what your role is?
Yes.
So will you be speaking yourself or your team personally to the customers to get that increase?
Yes.
Because that's very important now, isn't it? Especially with the SaaS movement, subscription selling. You've got to have a sticky customer, haven't you? You've got to have them renewing. Important. It's much more important now. So why then? What made you get into this? What excites you about your role? What makes you, when you get up in the morning, say, I want to go to work?
Yeah, well, I'm excited about being involved in transforming an organization, really, being involved with that, seeing it, take the company to the next level. So I'm excited about that. And also the people that I'm working with, so far it's been great. I've inherited an amazing team.
Oh, fantastic. Makes it easier, doesn't it?
Yes.
When you've got a good team underneath
in the Americas, and then over in the Sweden office as well. I'm going over there shortly and going to be able to meet them in person. But so far, they're a great team. And then also working with my peers and Roberto and his vision, for customer success and that the organization is really investing in it and realizes the importance of it as we're transitioning from on-prem to subscription, because you really need to be customer, focus, and that's why Roberto building out this team, that's definitely what we need.
Well, you'll enjoy your trip to Lund. I can definitely recommend it. I've been there a lot and always like to go in. And there's a good team there, good feeling around the Lund office.
I'm excited.
And it's what we call their heartland, really, because that's where Qlik started out, was in Lund. So you'll have a good trip. So we spoke a little bit about the challenges, but what would you see? Okay, let's your top three you've got to get right when dealing with customers and this move to subscription and SaaS based.
I really think the biggest, the challenge is transitioning them over, but they're wanting it. The customers are, they really are, they're driving that movement towards subscription. I think the biggest challenge is getting, the company also bought in, then the mindset changed and the realization. I think the biggest challenge is we really need to get ingrained with those customers and be customer centric because with the journey to subscription, it's easier to rip and replace.
Yeah, of course. You just turn it off, don't you?
They can turn it off. They can go somewhere else. We really want to be ingrained, and that's why I love Roberto's vision about being customer centric. Really guiding the customer experience.
Very strong feelings and views about it as well, hasn't he? That's what I love about
and
Roberto.
Customer value. But they're extremely important to be successful in the subscription business. And
so, did you deal with the partner network at all? Or,
yes.
Yeah. Okay. So, would you say there's a different approach for that than it would be to customers? I suppose there has to be, doesn't there?
Yeah, a little bit of a different approach. I think they really also need to be enabled on this journey.
Yeah, of course.
So I think that's going to be a big part, of that journey, is really enabling the partners and having them understand how they should be set up to go on this journey as well.
Because for some, they may not have even been involved with subscription or SaaS at all. So it's going to be a real education for them, isn't it?
Yes.
And our partners are an extension of us as a company. So we need to make sure that
we keep that recurring revenue stream is really important.
Absolutely.
So we need to arm them with the best practices and capabilities to do that.
Well, welcome, Jenn. It's lovely to have you on board. Now we're going to learn a little bit more about you, and we've had a great introduction to your role and where you've been and so on. But how do you relax? So at the end of the day, when you've been drinking from that fire hose all day, what gets you to relax?
I enjoy spending time with my family and my kids, but I really love walking my dog.
Oh, nice! And I bet they love it too as well.
Yeah, no, he loves it. He can't wait. As soon as I start changing my clothes and putting on, workout clothes, he knows, he's ready and is excited. But it's my time to just kind of decompress, usually listen to either music or a podcast or an audio book or whatever.
You must subscribe to the Spotlight podcast channel then, because we're on that as well. So you can listen to yourself on the interview. You'll love that.
I'm sure. Yeah.
Okay, so your dog. What kind of dog is it, by the way?
Golden Retriever.
Oh, they're lovely. I do like them. Yeah, they're beautiful dogs. So I'm going to give you a chance to speak to someone for 10 minutes. Anyone in the world, absolutely anyone, dead or alive, doesn't matter.
Yes.
Who would you want to spend that 10 minutes with?
My dad. He passed away about 10 years ago, and I would love to be able to talk to him and tell him how I'm doing. He was always, the person I would go to for career advice and what I was doing. Would love to talk to him, love to tell him what I'm doing, what his grandkids are doing.
Wouldn't that be absolutely amazing? And a terrific answer, because I think, that is great. So, okay, you listen to your music and your podcast, but what type of music do you like?
Oh, it runs
everything.
It runs the gamut. But usually, I like anything that I can sing along to. So.
Okay. So you've got Stone Roses and stuff like that on there, and have a good old shout. Bohemian Rhapsody. That's a good one to sing along to. We're halfway. I mean, you're very new to your job. Been here 5 weeks. But if there was to be a to-do list of what you want to get done by the end of this year, personal and Qlik, what would that be?
Oh, I mean, definitely hit my number.
Yes,
that's
very important.
Not just hit it, exceed it. Definitely want to do that. I mean, that's my number one priority. And then really start mapping out this journey for the renewal process into subscription and building, our delivery model for that. So
that's going to be very exciting. And personally, have you got any vacations or anything you're going to be doing this year?
Well, I'm excited to go to Sweden. It'll be my first time over there, and then
will you get a chance to spend any time sort of being a tourist, or is it?
I hope so. Yeah. I don't know. I hope I.
Well, Lunda's a university town, and you're half an hour from Copenhagen as well on the train.
Yes,
and Copenhagen, I would definitely recommend going to Copenhagen.
Yeah, I hear great.
It's really nice.
You've got some
beautiful places around there. You'll have a fantastic time, and the people there, the Swedes are brilliant. When they're not on holiday, they're always on holiday.
Yeah, and then this summer we rent a beach house with 4 other families. And
nice.
Whereabouts is that? The Outer Banks in North Carolina, and it's just a great week. All the kids love it. We love it, and.
Oh, brilliant. Well, it sounds, and I'm excited for you and the role that you've got, and we've got to get it right, haven't we? So it's going to be some challenges in a good way, and it's been a pleasure meeting you, Jenn.
Likewise.
Welcome on board.
Thank you so much.
As part of the Qlik family. It's been great. You take care.
Thanks.
Thank you.